Today I'm going to explain to you guys why this name Yeshua and people thinking that that is the true name of God is a fraud. Acts 4:11 and 12 say, "This is the stone which was set at naught of the builders, which has become the head of the corner. Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved." The name of our Savior is not some disposable, inconsequential matter. It is salvation. You have to call upon the name of the Lord to be saved. And, of course, the name Jesus is not revealed to us until the New Testament. And people, of course, got saved in the Old Testament. Don't let any, of these vain janglers tell you otherwise. So they went into Abraham's bosom. They went to heaven. And how they got to heaven was by calling on the name Jehovah. And so to anyone who's saying that Jesus is his real name, that's his Old Testament name, that's his legitimate name, you got to put a point on the board for the Jehovah's Witnesses, because Jehovah is his real name. That's his Old Testament name, not Yeshua. It's fraudulent. It appears nowhere in the Bible. But I was just talking to a guy up here maybe like last week or 2 weeks ago, and he said that the name Yeshua is in the Bible. And I said, golly, I've read the Bible from cover to cover, but maybe I'm missing something. And so I Googled it, and this is what comes up. When you type in, "is Yeshua in the Bible?" it talks about Jeshua, which is not the same thing at all, but I'm going to prove that to you beyond the shadow of a doubt. The first verse that is given as proof that Yeshua is in the Bible is 1 Chronicles 24:11, that says, "The 9th to Jeshua, the 10th to Shechaniah." The next verse that they use is 2 Chronicles 31:15. And by the way, I don't know if you've seen the new update on the Bible app, but I'm really enjoying it. It looks a lot better. Anyways, it says, "And next him were Eden and Miniamin and Jeshua and Shemaiah and Amariah and Shechaniah in the cities of the priests in their set office to give to their brethren by courses, as well to the great as to the small." But out of the verses that they do list, they coincidentally leave out Nehemiah 8:17, which says, "And all the congregation of them that were come again out of the captivity made booths and sat under the booths. And for since the days of Jeshua the son of Nun, unto that day had not the children of Israel done so, and there was very great gladness." Now, I'm no scholar, I'm no theologian, and I'm no, person who does apologetics. But if I'm not mistaken, I could have sworn that Jesus was the son of Mary. So how could, if this character is supposed to be Jesus, if that's his real name, we're still talking about the same person, allegedly, then how can he be the son of Nun? But you want to know who else just happened to be the son of Nun? A man named Joshua. "And it came to pass after these things that Joshua the son of Nun, the servant of the Lord, died, being 110 years old." But I told you that I was going to prove to you beyond the shadow of a doubt. So I have a couple more nails for this coffin. And not only am I going to prove to you beyond the shadow of a doubt that Jeshua is not Jesus, but I'm also going to give you some good general truths about the Bible as well. So back to Jeshua. Not only is he the son of the woman named Nun, but he's also the son of a man named Jozadak. Now, Jeshua and Jozadak remind me an awful lot of some other characters that make an appearance later on. Oh yeah, Joshua and his dad, Jozadak. Now see, these are the same people. Jeshua is also Joshua. Jozadak is also Jozadak. These are the same. They're the same names. They're just spelt differently. And this is not something that is just relegated to these characters. The devil, he goes by many different names in the Bible. Baal, Beelzebub, Belial. I think I just said Baal. There's a few of them. Jonah is also referred to as Jonas. It'll do that. It'll refer to the same character by a different name depending on who is being spoken to, the language changing, things like that. It's not different people. Jeshua, and cause the main thing is that it sounds the same. So the pronunciation stays the same, even if the spelling is skewed for different audiences, but it doesn't change the person. And so Jeshua is obviously Joshua. It's the same person. And this Yeshua, because that's not even how they spell it, it's Y in the name that people call today. They don't call him Jeshua. In this Yeshua thing never makes an appearance, and the one thread of evidence that you had is clearly debunked by just a little bit of Bible study. And so what it really comes down to is that people, there are Judaizers who want to come in and they want to get evangelical Christians to go back to the Torah, to go back to the Passover and observing feast days and being kosher and all this stuff. They think that Hebrew is somehow a special mystical language that we need to learn and that we need to go back to doing the things the way that they were done in the Old Testament, when we are not Old Testament saints, we are New Testament saints, because with the changing of the priesthood, there must also be a changing of the law. And so Jesus came, he is the Messiah, he died and rose again, and therefore we are under his authority. And not to say that the Old Testament, was not ordained by God. It's just that things are different now because Jesus came physically. Before the foundation of the world, the Lamb was slain. But, in our timeline as humans, he physically came during that time, and then the priesthood was changed and the law was changed. And so don't let these people twist you up in knots and try to confuse you, get you on some sacred name trash, because that's what it is. Anyone who tries to tell you that his name is not Jesus wants to get you calling some other name that is foreign to the Bible. The Bible should be our ending point. That's our finish line. That is our rock, our final authority. If it's not found in the Bible, it's up for scrutiny. It's questionable. Okay? So I'm not calling my Savior by some name that is not even found in his word that he said that he would preserve. So friend, study to show thyself approved, and reject any of these vain janglers that you hear, and any wild and strange doctrines, and don't get carried about with them, okay? Stay in God's perfect word.